Happy morning. Sorry for the delay. Myself, Dr. Mailvil Nathan, HOD, Mohammed Sadiq Engineering College, Kelakarai. On behalf of management, principal, and HOD, staff members, and students of Mohammed Sadiq Engineering College, I welcome you all for this online webinar on solar thermal technology. It is an immense pleasure to welcome our resource person, Mr. Senthil Kumar, Project Engineer, National Institute of Solar Energy, Gurugram, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India. First, I thank him because in this short duration of our invitation, he accepted to deliver the webinar for the welfare of our faculties, researchers, and students. Now I introduce our resource person, Mr. Senthil Kumar. He did his bachelor degree in mechanical engineering in College of Engineering, Gindi campus, Anna University, Chennai. He did his master's degree in energy engineering in Indian Institute of Technology, New Delhi. Now he is working as a project engineer in National Institute of Solar Energy, New Delhi, from 2014. He is having a patent in solar dryer, solar heating system, and a solar cooking system. He published more than 5 papers, 1 book chapter, and 4 articles in the field of solar thermal technologies. It's a time for.
So, very good morning, all. I'm Senthil Kumar. So, am I audible? Can anybody respond? Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Sorry for the delay. So, very good morning, all. I'm Senthil Kumar. As Sir introduced, I am working in solar thermal field for last 6 years, and I'm majorly into research and development and testing of solar thermal concentrators. So today I'm going to take a short class on concentrated solar thermal technologies and its applications. Okay. So I have planned my presentation in this sequence. So today first we will be seeing what is the importance of solar thermal technology. First of all, we will see what is solar thermal technology and why we need solar thermal technology. Then I will introduce you types of solar thermal technology and how it works and what is the engineering behind it. So finally we will see the applications of solar thermal technology. Okay. And since it's a webinar, so you can whatever doubt you have, you please note it down, and at the end of the session we can discuss. Okay. So this is very basic, that we know that from sun we receive 2 forms of energy. One is a heat and another one is a light, right? Technically, if we say we receive visible spectrum as well as infrared spectrum from the solar, and we call this as a solar power, right? So whenever we heard about a solar power or solar system, the first thing which comes in our mind is solar photovoltaic technologies, right? The solar photovoltaic technology is so familiar that everybody knows, and basically that technology generates electricity from solar energy, which receives light form. So there is another set of technology, we call it solar thermal technology. So this solar thermal technology harnesses the heat part, basically the infrared spectrum, and converts into a useful form, that is hot water or hot fluid. Okay, so we will be seeing detailing what are the available solar thermal technology in upcoming slides. But before proceeding further, so why we have to study this technology? Why there is a solar thermal technology available, first of all? So let's try to understand. So there are 2 main reasons for the solar thermal technology has been created. So the first thing is, the heat, there are different forms of energy we are using right now: heat, mechanical, electrical, and many others. But the fact is that the heat form of energy is majorly being used by us. So you can say in your household, we are not using much amount of heat than electricity. We used to pay electricity bill more than what we pay for heat. But the fact is, even in our household, around 60 to 70% of our energy consumption is in the form of heat. You can analyze that. you take example of cooking, we need a heat energy. Again, for air conditioner, either it is a hot or cold, again it's a heat form of energy. Then for hot water, again we need a heat form of energy. So in this way, around 60 to 70% of our final need is basically we need thermal comfort, not the heat and not the electricity. Electricity we are generating because of its high grade quality, and we can easily transfer to some places without much losses. So that is the only reason we are generating electricity. Otherwise, heat is the major requirement in globally. And this picture here you can see, this picture says even in industry, one of the major energy consumer. So even industry needs 74% of heat energy than electricity. Only 1/4 of their entire requirement is electricity. Remaining they need also heat. Okay, so now we understand that what is the importance of heat energy required. And second, what happening is all nowadays we are generating all this heat energy with the fossil fuels, right? So you can see in this picture again, around 90% of the heat required by industry is being generated by coal, natural gas, and oil. So this is the fact that the fossil fuels are depleting, and it is also polluting our environment. So we have to find some alternatives. So that is the reason the solar thermal technology has been developed by the people. Okay, solar thermal technology is not new to the world. It is already available from decades and decades. But due to this problem and with the current technological advancement, the solar thermal technology has been evolved. And today there are many different technologies are available. And today we will see one by one. So this slide I have kept it purposefully. So this picture shows the solar radiation availability in India. Okay, so this will tell how the intensity of solar radiation across cities in India. So these data you will be getting in the internet, and you should understand which location have very good solar radiation. Then only the system will perform. Okay, so knowledge of solar radiation is so important, and that is the reason I kept this slide here. And we will come back to this part later on. Now, the classification of solar thermal technology. So there are the solar thermal technologies are classified majorly into two types. So for the first one is non-concentrating solar thermal technology, and second one is concentrating solar thermal technology. So this non-concentrating technology are also called as solar water heaters. So most of us might have seen the solar water heater systems or might have used the solar water system. So this comes under the category of non-concentrating solar thermal technology. And the basic working principle of this non-concentrating solar thermal technology is greenhouse effect. So hope you know how the greenhouse effect works. Or I can give a very basic example. Like most of us might have experienced when we park our car in the sunlight. After some time, the cabinet temperature will increase. You know, the reason is because of the greenhouse effect created by our car windshield. The windshield, what it will do, it will allow the short wavelength radiation from sun to enter the cabinet, but it won't allow it back. So due to that, temperature inside a cabinet will increase with time. So the same concept has been adapted to generate more heat energy that we call it non-concentrating technology. We will see in detail how the system actually build up. The second is a concentrated solar technology. Okay, so this, as the name says, the concentrating in the concentrated technology, we concentrate huge amount of solar radiation into a small point where the temperature will go high. The very basic example is the lens and paper we have played in our childhood, right? So entire solar CST technologies are having the principle of lens and paper, but with different geometries. And people use different profiles and different geometry to achieve this concentration, and we will see in the technology detail. So there are 5 concentrating technologies are available and 2 non-concentrating technologies are available. The first is non-concentrating technologies. So there are 2 major non-concentrating technology. One is a flat plate concentrator, and another is a evacuated tube collector. Okay, so this flat plate collector, this both also very commonly known as a water heaters. Let me tell you how the solar water heater works. Like take example of flat plate collector. So here we use a copper plate with a black coated, and above the copper plate we covered with the glass, normal glass. Okay, so when you expose this black copper plate to the sun, what will happen? The temperature of this black body will increase because of solar energy, and this glass will further create a greenhouse effect. So due to that, the temperature inside the chamber will rise as high as 100 degrees Celsius. So when you flow water or air above this copper plate, so the water or air will get heated up, and that will be collected in the separate storage tank. So this is how the basic now flat plate collector works. In the same way, another technology is called evacuated tube collector. So here, instead of using a flat surface, we are using a small individual tubes which is made up of glass, and again it is evacuated. It's completely vacuum so that the losses will be reduced. So these both non-concentrating technologies are able to deliver us a temperature range of 60 to 120 degrees Celsius. So you can ask where these are being used. So these water heaters are generally being used in households as well as in industries. Like in our home, we can also use this solar water heater in the place of electrical geysers. Electrical geysers, we know that one of the energy consumption device in our home, and that can be easily replaced with this solar water heater. And the advantage of solar is very cheap. So you can see cheaper cost, and the lifetime of heaters are around 20 years. So for 20 years, any electrical heater you can completely meet total requirement only with the help of this technology. Okay for the domestic range. 120 degrees okay for domestic range. When we are talking about industries, so industry needs temperature. In some industries, they need 400 to 900 degrees Celsius. In some cases, they need 1000 plus degrees in metal industry. So for meeting this requirement, the concentrating solar technology. So in my presentation, I will be using the term CST. I will be using the abbreviation of concentrated solar technology as CST. Okay. Said the concentrating solar energy you concentrates huge radius into a focus. There are 5 different technologies presently available for under this category. Okay, these individual technologies are geometry, and I will tell you why technology has been developed. So let's start it kind. So it is a paraboloid disc concentrator. Okay, paraboloid disc concentrator is a three-dimensional parabola. The parabola is we know that parabola is having a focus, right? So mathematically we drew a parabola and we know focus. So what we had done is we made a parabolic shape and with the mirror. In the picture you can see, so the entire parabolic mirror, and when you track this mirror, normal what will happen when sun radiation falls on the parabola, it will reflect to the focus. So this image in this slide will let make you understand. You can see here whatever falls on the surface of the mirror will be diverted to the receiver, and in the receiver part the temperature is high. Okay, so this temperature, the temperature of receiver high, you can supply either a water or oil. So what will happen? Oil will get heated up, and that hot water, hot oil for industrial applications. This technology is able to deliver us 850 Celsius. So 850 Celsius is very high temperature, and that meet many requirements. And this is one of solar thermal technology too. But after developing this, people started facing problem. So how problem they started facing? The below picture you can see, when they wanted to install a huge amount, they need a huge. In the next picture, like because of the shadow of to avoid the shadow, so they have to keep the dishes separately from one to another. So due to that, they need a huge land area, and this won't be feasible for all the industry, especially if industries in this, so they don't have the huge land area required. So people started doing, developing the another technology to solve the land issue. So the second technology they developed is called parabolic trough collector. Okay, so this parabolic collector is a modified version of paraboloid disc. In paraboloid disc, we used a three-dimensional parabola, just like a descent. Now here they use shape of trough, and the completely made in the shape of parabola. Okay, and this parabola here the concentrator is made in the solar reflectors. The receiver made in the solar absorber. Okay, and concentrator placed in north-south direction. So this will work like this. This image, it will help you to understand how it works. So at morning time, the concentrator will sun towards east, and when the concentrator will track slowly according to sun's angle. So at the evening it will be in the way it faces side. So this is how the solar concentrator works, and this is the advanced concentrator when over the parabola. So here you can see you can install n number of modules seriously when together with one another. Okay. So these technologies are having ability to give us a 400 degrees Celsius. Okay. There is some disturbance. So can everybody mute your phones, please? Yeah. Thank you. So you can see here. So there are different like parabolic concentrator comes with the modules. So you can connect n number of modules in a series. So what will happen now? You can see in. I will show you one of the such system in our institute. You can see. So here in when compared to earlier place, here see we have used huge amount of land to the paraboloid disk, right? So this is the advantage of parabolic trough collector over the parabolic, the first technology. Okay, the first trough you can see the is there, right? Tiny part. What will happen and falls on these mirrors? It will track the black part which in the mirror you are seeing, right? The inside this receiver tube, a fluid will flow. So flow from this point another end of the collector. So during the temperature of the fluid rise gradually and it can go as high as 400 degrees. So people use hot water or hot oil for different purpose, like for inductions or for power anything. We will see the all the or so the third technology is a linear Fresnel reflector. Parabolic trough concentrated purpose of parabolic, but there was still for improvements were there. So the people what they did, let me tell you what are the drawbacks of parabolic trough concentrator. So you can see in this picture again this parabolic trough having a curved mirror, right? So they are having their big size, and the manufacturing of curved mirror is very costly. So there is restriction that construct a big solar concentrator. So what people have done, the concept of Fresnel is a French scientist. So he the concept of yes sir. Hello. Acha, is it audible? Sir, just yeah. Yes, sir. Is it okay now? Okay. 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 Just give me. Uh, is it? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Sorry. So. So this LFL started adapting the concept of Fresnel. This Fresnel is a French scientist, and that so we know the concave and convex lens, right? And convex lens are basically having a curved profile. Manufacturing profile is very costly compared to manufacturing normal glass or mirrors. Fresnel has done. He made a small this curved to the different angle. So in the second image, you can see first image uh, is actually mirror, and the second image is basic a cut section concave mirror. What he changed these cut pieces angles. Now both are doing the same. Here we don't in this we don't have to generate a huge curved profile costly. This helped us in developing a low cost technology. So we started adapting this fresh parabola, the technology called linear. So I will have a video. That video, sir, video is visible.
Yes, sir. Visual, sir.
Yes. Okay. So you can see the Fresnel tech advancement of parabolic connector. So this is how the parabolic trough collector looks. Notice each individual is tracking in different angle, so that we can same parabolic without much modification loss.
Hello, sir. Hello. Sir, your PPT is not. Sorry for the.
No, no. Actually, showing the visible,
No, sir. No, sir.
not visible. Okay. Let me again. Can you see? Can you see it now?
Another one says is
Okay.
pin visible, sir. Yes. Pin your sir. You can.
Fine.
Continue, sir.
Sir. Yes. Yes, sir. So, so there is an the parabolic trough concentrator. So, what? So, this is a very big concentrator, right? Can picture?
Yes, sir. Carry on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, see, you can
Sir.
concentrator, right? So, at what will happen when a wind flow happens? What will happen? This entire will shake. Actually, to that, losing huge amount of instead of it receiver radiation. So this is one of the biggest trough collector. This was also overcome with the help of linear Fresnel, because you can see this is the linear Fresnel picture. So here we don't have to build a collector certain height. So it is ground. The collector you can I have written here, this is almost. So due to that, the will also be avoided. In LF, the huge modification is the top side. The shiny part is basically a receiver, and when the sun radiation concentrates off, the temperature part will reach high. So this technology is also able to deliver us 400 degrees Celsius, just like a concentrator, but with the additional advantage over parabolic trough concentrator. Okay. Fourth technology. Fourth technology is so again, is a German scientist who developed a simple version of the paraboloid disc concentrator. The first technology we have. So in paraboloid disc concentrator, what is the collector, also the receiver will move. That is very soon industries, but what Scheffler has thought, get the result, so we can use it for applications. Like for the village people, so they can use the solar. So what Scheffler has done, he had developed this modification, and this helps us to bring and with that people are using it for even in India. Technology has been used for cooking applications. In the picture, you can see like has kept outside, and there is shade where people are cooking. So technology was very bring sun in. So it made some helped us in different. We can bring this sort of concentrated in home also. Scheffler disk. In Scheffler, the concentrator will be in the top and the receiver will be in the bottom. And possible for a small system, but need for a very high temperature. Huge amount of reverse way when compared to Scheffler disk. So they came up with this technology, which is called central tower. So in this picture, see there are huge number of solar mirrors, and these mirrors having a tracking mechanism. Track the sun at any point, whatever on the mirror, but to the that shiny part receiver. This all the solar radiation receiver, and at risk can go the 2000 Celsius. Technology can able to deliver low temperature heat to high temperature heat, right? And the very big advantage of these technologies are it is retrofittable. Okay, that means you can install a system along with your any existing system also. Okay, and the second thing is it's very cheaper. Cheaper in the sense not the technology, but the storage part is very cheaper, and I will come to that part in upcoming slides. Okay. So the third advantage of this technology is thermal storage. So energy storage is possible. Like we know that electricity, how we store energy right now. So most of us, we know about electricity storage, which is by means of batteries, right? So these batteries are basically chemical storage devices, which is having a very big drawback. So there are three major drawbacks of storing chemical batteries. Uh, I think there is some noises going on. Yes. Can everybody mute their system, please? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, your video is not visible, sir.
Sir, is presentation slide is visible, sir? Now.
No.
It's visible only now.
For others, maybe please check your network also once. Is it visible now for you?
No, sir, I am not visible, sir.
Please check your network, because for others, I think it is visible.
Kindly ping Sendil Kumar, sir.
Okay, so no worries. I will share this.
If you ping Sendil Kumar, sir, you will able to.
Ye- Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, okay, okay. Sir, I have connected with only one, sir. I have connected with only one. Okay.
Sir, while connected, while present there,
Okay. Sir, mine is Senthil Kumar only. Yeah.
So now only one.
Yes, sir. So, I'm continuing, sir. Yeah. So, sir, as I said, right now the very familiar energy storage system is a yes. Yes, sir. I'm continuing, sir. Yeah. Storage. So the most familiar energy storage device we know is chemical batteries. The chemical batteries, right? Chemical batteries having drawbacks. The problem battery is, it first of all, its lifetime is very low. The batteries were like to 5 to 6. Even in our vehicle also, we have to change it period. Second, the cost of battery is very high, right? And environmental friendly. So that is the reason people are not using a battery system in a very large scale. Especially in solar power, also we don't see a electrical battery. Because, but in case of thermal, the energy can be stored efficiently for a long term. Because in thermal storage, we are also doing it in our life, like the flask, right? Thermal. So what we pour a hot coffee or thing, and the temperature remains in the container for a long. So the same principle can be adapted here. Energy can be time, and it can be stored. It can be stored and used for non-solar also. Energy store is a thermal storage are available, and researchers are going for making it cheaper. Practically, some started a storage system and it's working very well. So now comes to the let's come to the application part. So now we have understood that there are concentrating tech, two non-concentrating, and these technologies to deliver us a 80 degrees Celsius and degrees Celsius, right? So what we can do with this temperature? So one thing we have discussed is a cooking, and wherever the steam generation is required, we can with this heat energy. Other than that, there are different applications are possible and already in India and other. Okay, so very being used with the technology is called a desalination. You can also convert water into a very simple example of desalination system. It is a single effect flattened system. Okay, so this system having it, so the middle layer is basically which is some generally we pour water this cloth the sun and the water in the bucket evaporated of this transparent film. You can see the when the normal uh, condense and it will be, so by using this around with the 5 to 30 liters of pure, the this the TDS level is 0 ppm also. Convert this, so and there is, so which is much, and Ramanathapuram, I think so they use the letting the seawater into the for internet you will be. So the second very famous application is the this part CST technologies are called CSP projects. That method is a better energy. The electricity is called a photo, and that panel effect means indirect. So here what we will do, radiation into heat used to generate electricity, generate, and I have one video this from the beginning. One second. So hope you were able to see the video. So basically, solar thermal power plant is basically is working principle power plant, but only the boiler section is being replaced with the solar thermal concentrators. Okay, so this solar thermal concentrator yields energy from the sun and it stores in the storage tank. And yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, your audio is breaking, sir.
So just a minute.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So is it clear now?
Oh, okay, sir. Clear, sir.
Is it right?
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So this thermal power plant, as I said, solar thermal power plant is similar to the conventional thermal power. The only difference in a conventional power plant, we use the fossil fuels like either coal or gas or something. Will replace that fossil fuel burned boiler with the solar thermal technologies, because these we know that this deliver heat. That heat is being generated power. So you can see this is the by using different technology there are. So parabolic trough constant major power plants because of it. Just and nowadays the central booming and the countries one is in the Rajasthan and one is in Gujarat. So these three power plants are working today also. So they are generating around 50 megawatts of electricity in the two power plants using parabolic trough, and one Reliance they are using they are using regional concentrator to generate 150 megawatt of heat. So these are some power plant. This is from Spain. So it's active. So this is another power plant from Spain. Spain was the only installation. So they have the maximum amount of installation of PFP plant. You can see they used a linear concentrator here. How it looks actually in real life. So this is Spain for the projects. Okay. So this in the design. Third application is cooking. So the cooking part, especially India is one of leaders of CST technologies for and around 50,000 square meters of has been installed so far. And when worldwide figure. So again, also there are two types of cooking. We call direct cooking and second is so in a direct cooking. Just an example, see the cooker to generate heat locally where you can directly keep cells for cooking. The indirect cooking, so here you can generate a steam with the help of this concentrator, just like our power plant. So that steam can take into the kitchen for cooking. So even in Nadu, there are many installations are there for cooking. So the very famous, actually, it is in the Rana Mission in Chennai. So you can, if any possible, you plan to visit there, and you can share. They store also in steam accumulators at morning, and they use it for cooking for nighttime dinner also with the stored energy. The fourth one is a refrigeration and conditioning. So here may ask that technology is giving the heat energy, but how we generate a cooling effect with this? So there is absorption machine. This does the wonder. This technology basically up heat energy, and or we can say we will be input as a heat energy, and this system undergoes some sequence of process and which will generate a cool energy in its evaporator. Okay, and I'm not entering detailedly in this vapor absorption. You can connect my email ID. You can connect me if you wanted to know this technology. Because of time constraint, I'm just skipping skipping it for right now. Kilowatt, or in tonnages, we can say it's around 30 tons of refrigeration. So this is an higher efficient one of the triple effect vapor absorption system. And the another advantage here, what modification we have done in our campus is we have enabled both hard side storage and cold side storage. So in the bottom you can see there is a two storage tank. One is hard storage tank and cold storage tank. So this tank we have installed for two purposes. The first thing is basically this system is generating cool energy, and that is being supplied to the office building. And we but the sun energy is not a consistent one. What happens in a cloudy days, the solar energy fluctuates a lot. So what will happen if we don't have a hard storage tank? It will directly affect in our comfort. So people will start cooling at some times, and again the cooling will go off, and again it will on. So avoid that, I have installed the hard storage system. So this hard system, what it will do, it will store the excess energy, and whenever there is a fluctuation in the solar side, so this hard storage deliver the cool energy in our comfort. Second, the cold storage, this cold side storage, where it helps, so it helps us in morning and evening time. What happens, office starts at around 9 a.m. in the morning, but sometimes the system will take time up to 10 a.m. or 10:30 for getting its capacity. So during that time, it will do, it will store excess energy for the day, and at the morning when you turn on the system, so this will able to instantly. So you don't have to wait for the system to get boosted up and to deliver the energy. So this is the cold side. So with this two tank, this system is exactly looks like a normal system, and whenever you turn it on, it will start to deliver the cooling energy. Okay, this is the power plant, one of solar thermal campus. So shown the pictures of concentrator and LFR, right? The entire power plant. And new invention also is I won't. It is already there. So here, what people have done, used a Sterling and they mounted carbide disc. Okay.
Slide is not this slide is
Actually, almost free. Sir, is it visible now? And
last
for others,
half an hour.
oh, for others, is it visible? Hello, sir. If you're not able to see
Yes, sir.
slides, sharing this presentation to everybody. Coordinators, I made the presentation more. Yeah. Yes, sir. So I had made this presentation more graphically, so you can understand. Any doubts, you can call. You can ask. Leave my contact also in the slide. For
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Share your slide is better, sir. Thank you.
yes. Who is not able to have them anytime. Yes, sir. Technology. Stirling is actually so basically it was helium gas. So what happens here is this directly convert into a done. So the receiver, they connected this. So what will happen the sun? The temperature go as says high temperature Stirling engine will start to receive, you will be able to understand. Second, this the point goes up, the start to move from this piston is chamber. You can see a blue later. So then electricity with the solar energy. So far we have seen what is the importance of solar thermal technology, and we have seen also what are the types of available solar thermal technologies, and where all this solar thermal technology has been applied in practical life. So we have seen the applications of it. Okay, so I've completed my slides. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. You can ask me now, lady too. So you can molten salt. Yes, sir. Actually, I haven't covered the thermal storage part. So see, what the molten salt is basically used as a heat transfer fluid, also storage. Sir, can you mute? Please, I will explain.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So basically, this molten salt is basically heat transfer fluid, and also the same salt is being used for storing the energy. So what happens, sir? We know that in the temperature in the receiver, the temperature will go high, right? Especially in the case of central tower, the temperature and the top of the receiver will be very high. So we need some fluid to take that energy from the top to the bottom. So there we will use this molten salt. We cannot use the water or water at that particular system, because the temperature at that particular point will be more than 700-800 degrees Celsius. So if we use water, the pressure of the water will go very high, or the pressure will go more than 200 plus bar, and that won't be easy to maintain water at that particular temperature. So what we are doing, we are using some molten salt. So basically this salt will be supplied through pipes, and it will extract the heat energy, and the temperature can reach up to 565 degrees Celsius, but the pressure will be remaining same, it will be around 1 or 2 bar only, it won't be more than that. So that molten salt will act as a heat transfer fluid, and which will carry the heat energy from the top of the tower, and again it will come back to the ground. So with the help of heat exchanger, we can transfer the heat energy from the molten salt again and to our applications. So this is where we use this molten salt. Is it clear, sir? Hello? Hello?
Clear, sir. Clear. It's clear.
Clear, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, is there any other questions?
Sir, I am Mohammad Asri.
Yes, sir.
Sir, actually, how many?
Sir, your voice is not clear actually. Your voice is breaking.
Hello. Sir,
yes,
it is clear.
Yeah, it is clear now. Yeah.
Sir, Davamani sir asked question,
Yes.
sir. The cooking is the daytime okay? How
Yes,
will
yes.
do in in the night time, sir, அப்படின்னு கேட்காங்க சார்.
Yes. Actually, see, again, we can use the help of a storage system here. So that is why I've taken example of Ramakrishna Mission installation. So what people are doing, they're generating a steam at the morning time, and they are storing it in the steam accumulators. Okay, so the steam accumulator will store hot water at higher pressure, and that can be insulated. That will be in a generally insulated tank. So during the night time, the steam accumulator can be released, and then the water will convert into steam, and that can be used for cooking. Okay, so this is one way of storing the energy by using steam accumulator. So the other way can also be used with the same concept of molten salt. So we can use a molten salt, and we can store the energy in the insulated tanks, and that can be used again for cooking during night times. Is it clear? Yes.
It is clear, sir. But
Okay.
this is question and answer sessions.
Yes.
I'm going to read the question randomly.
Okay.
Clear, sir.
Fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir. That is Bala. Bala sir asked that question.
Yes.
How the power is solar energy? அப்படின்னு கேட்குறாங்க சார். Hello.
Yes, sir. So because generally what is our source? Our source is basically solar radiation, right? So solar radiation is being used, and it is converted. It is used to generate a steam, first of all. So that is why we call it as a solar energy, right? So in generally, what happens in our conventional power plant, we burn coal or some other fossil fuels to generate steam, and that steam is used to run the turbine. Okay, so here, but in this case, we are not using any fossil fuels. We are completely using the solar energy. So whenever there is a solar energy, then the power will get produced. So that is why we call it a solar power.
Okay, sir. Sir, Asif told.
Yes.
How did you convert the solar energy systems? Hello.
Yes, sir. How did we convert
How
solar
did
energy
convert
system?
solar thermal systems?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not understanding. How did we convert solar thermal system?
How did you convert solar thermal system?
See, basically, you have to see in a simple terms. I will give an answer. So
Okay, sir.
what is solar energy? What basically solar energy is like in my very beginning slide I told you, right? There are two forms of energy. One is light, and another one is heat, right? So the light form we can feel inside our rooms also. Through windows the light will come. So that is basically a light form of heat energy. But when we go outside, we will start feeling hotter because of the direct radiation. That is basically a heat form of energy. So what happens here is, so when you place any material in the open sunlight, so the infrared spectrum will directly hit the material. And if I'm technically speaking, what we are actually doing here is, so we are just activating the kinetic energy and of a molecules of any surface is being kept in the sunlight. Okay, so due to that, there is a randomness will create in the material, and that will create the temperature difference. Understand? So this is how the thermal energy is being created from solar radiation. Okay.
Okay, sir. Then Satya asked that question, sir. What are the type of solar thermal systems? Types of solar thermal
that is
systems.
Yeah, I have given it in my slides, right? So there are two major category. One is concentrating, and another one is non-concentrating. So under that there are five. In C and concentrating there are 5 technology, and non-concentrating there are 2.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. So is there any other
question
question
from participants? Please ask. Any questions?
Yes, please. Yes, sir. Sir, your voice is not clear. Why India is not? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Hmm?
Okay.
Sir, your
Voice is
audio
not
is
clear.
breaking
Voice is not
actually.
clear. Yeah.
Yes.
Any other questions there?
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, now I am hearing, sir. Why? What is the question, sir? Why India is lagging?
Sir, why India lag in thermal energy harvest even we have large potential?
Large potential. Yes, I understand the question, sir. Yeah, I'll give you the answer. It's a very good question actually. Basically, there are I can give a three. Yeah, I under. Yes, sir. I understand the question. Yeah. So, yes, sir. Sir, can I tell? Sir, I understand the question. Why India is lagging even we have a very good potential, right? Yes, sir. Hello.
You proceed, sir.
Sir, I'm telling. That is a very good question. Why India is lagging in thermal systems even though we have very good potential? So there are. I will give a three reasons for that. So the first reason is, so we have a very good potential, but the problem is, yeah, I understand. So, so I give you three reasons for that. So the first thing is we have a very good potential, but this potential is not even all the places, because see if this solar technology will work very good when the solar radiation is very high. But if you take a solar assessment, so in certain parts of India is having very good radiation and certain parts does not have very good radiation. Like for example, you take example of Rajasthan, or you take example of Andhra. In some places in Kargil, where the radiations are very high, but in the places like Delhi or some or in the Chennai or somewhere, the radiation is not much good. The problem here is the industries are located where the solar resources are very less. So that is the reason the even though we have a potential, because when we say a potential, we say it for the entire geography, but when a practically what happens, the potential is accumulated at certain places where the industries are industry clusters are located at certain places. So this is the first drawback, but still India again, we have many installations so far. One of the world leader is in India. So the second reason is the awareness. So the awareness among industrials are very less. Like most of the people don't know what is solar thermal technology and how it works. So this is the second reason, and the third reason is basically a land constraint. Also, some bad installations. So the land constraint, like solar system needs a huge amount of land area, right? So if an industry located in a very dense places, like you take example of Chennai, you go for Sri Perumbudur or somewhere, so you can see the industries are closely packed. We don't have a very big land area to install a system. So this is the another reason where, because even though we have potential, we don't able to install huge number of systems. And cost is another parameter, but our ministry is giving a subsidies, but still cost is also a bottleneck for the installation. Yeah. Is there any other question, sir?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, this is Sarat Chandra.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is will the tilt angle, sir? For
So tilt angle is
a solar technology. Tilt
yes.
angle, as well as we are using charge controllers inverters
Yes.
for this concentrated solar technologies.
Yes, sir. Sir, the tilt angle, basically I won't use the word tilt angle. Tilt angle comes for the non-concentrating technologies. like a photovoltaic or water heaters. So basically, we will keep our water heaters at certain angle, which is basically a latitude of that particular location, that we call as a tilt angle, right? But in case of concentrators, so we will be calculating an angle of incidence, okay, and that angle of incidence will be used to uh, that angle of incidence can be calculated for any locations, and accordingly we have to track the suns with the help of electronics like and programs. So is it clear?
Hello.
Uh,
Sir, it is clear, sir.
yes, sir.
Sir, I am Mohammad Aswaruddin, sir.
Yes.
What is the minimum temperature
Mm-hmm.
of sunlight? What is the minimum temperature of sunlight to
Mm-hmm.
produce electricity? Minimum sun. Hello.
See, like temperature, you don't have to go for some temperature of sunlight. Generally, electricity part is basically covers in the mechanical cycle, like Rankine cycle, also Rankine cycle and other stuff, right? So minimum temperature, see, at every temperature you can generate electricity, but the problem is the efficiency will not be much higher. So so in industries or in power plants, we use a steam at temperature of 350 degrees Celsius minimum. Okay, so above 350 degrees Celsius it is preferable, but below 350 degrees Celsius the efficiency will be very less. But even you can generate electricity, but that won't be efficient. So you can say roughly around 350 degrees Celsius is the minimum temperature we need for generating electricity. Hello, is it clear? Yes.
Clear, sir.
So any other questions?
Any other question?
So sir, if questions,
Sir,
yes, yes,
I have one question, please.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Sir, you told us that we can store the energy from these kind of
Yes.
things and
Mhm.
utilize during non-solar hours, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Then, sir, what do you think about the supercapacitor? If we store energy in the form of charges in like supercapacitors?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
So it is possible. Actually, people are developing different types of storage devices. Right?
Yeah, actually,
Supercapacitor. So, yeah,
yes, sir. The
yeah.
actually I want to ask.
Mm-hmm. Yes, tell me, please. Yeah.
Sir, where the energy will be stored means I heard something charge controllers about.
Mm-hmm.
Charge controllers.
Yes, sir. Sir, here we won't use any charge controller. In thermal systems, there is no charge controller or something.
So we are talking about only thermal systems,
Yes.
solar thermal
Yeah,
systems.
but I think her question is something different. She was asking about supercapacitors, right? See, like
Yeah, sir. Actually, I was asking that in the weather conditions, right?
Yes.
In the harsh weather conditions, how we can store the energy like solar energy using the source like sun, right? If we have very harsh very harsh environment,
In the
then
sense,
how can we?
see, harsh in the sense there is a two major parameters affecting the weather. One is the wind speed, and another is the temperature, right? So these two
Yes,
are
sir.
major
Yes.
factor with which we say the weather condition is harsh or it's normal, right?
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
for in case of solar thermal technology, what we do, we store it inside an insulated chamber. So,
Okay.
so whatever the temperature outside, it won't be affecting the inside temperature. Okay. So this is so
Okay.
the yeah, we can avoid in that, and the wind speed will have little effect in terms of thermal losses. So the losses we have to consider whenever we are designing a system.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
But one more thing I wanted to add for your questions, like the supercapacitor is a upcoming energy storage technology, right?
Yes. Yes. Right.
The importance for the thermal storage is being given because of its cost actually. So
Yeah.
the
Right.
cost,
Right. Absolutely
yeah,
right.
the cost is very cheaper in case of thermal energy storage when compared to electrical battery. Also, like in US dollars, for storing 1 kilowatt hour, you need around $250 of investment for energy storage, for electrical storage. But for thermal storage, you need only $30 of USD to store 1 kilowatt hour of energy. So this is
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
that is a huge,
I can understand.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Mm.
yes,
Okay. Thank you, sir.
yeah. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Sir, one question, sir. Sir, how the solar collector tracks the sensor? What is the technique
The technique is very simple. It is basically a program-based tracking system. Okay. So the program, when I tell a program, so the sun is actually moving at certain speed and certain angle, right? So from morning to evening, it rises from eastward and it settles at west. So like take example of parabolic trough concentrator. I told you it will start from east and it will set at west. And to calculate the speed of sun, so you can say it travels 180 degree in 12 hours, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you divided 180 by 12, so you will get 15 degree per hour.
Yes, sir.
So if you can set a speed of a motor, which can make you track 15 degree per hour at a speed of 15 degree per hour, then that will track the sun smoothly. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So then and similarly, program for dual axis will change. Like paraboloid disk will be something different and Cephalor will be something different. But the basic fundamental is this, and all the formulas are available to get the sun angle. Okay. And the second thing, you have in an advanced system there are some feedback systems also. Whether the tracking is accurate or not, you have to check it with some sensors. So that is
Yes, sir.
also available.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So what is the direction of the sun parabolic concentrator we need to get?
See, the parabolic trough concentrator generally installed in north-south orientation.
North-south only, sir.
Yeah, north-south orientation it will be installed and it will track in east to west direction.
Yes, it will be tracking from east to west.
Yes. So see, like this picture I'm showing right now. So you can see this power plant is right now. This picture you can see the bit. Now, okay. So there is a wind from south side. Okay, it will track. So this parabolic trough collector track from morning to evening in east-west direction.
Thank you, sir.
So, yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Any other questions?
So okay, sir. It's a time. We conclude that, sir.
Yes, sir. We can conclude. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay. So thank you for your wonderful time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, and thank you all for attending.
Thank
Jason, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Tell me, sir. Start.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Sir, my name is sir.
Tell. Jason, sir.
Can I say the vote of text?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Proceed.
Good evening to all. Thanks. This great occasion on chairman, correspondent, and directors of Mohammed Engineering College. They permit us to conduct such a webinar today. Next, I will thank our principal, Ms. Alagi Madam, to guide us to conduct this webinar today. Thank you, madam. Next, I thank our beloved chief guest and keynote speaker, Mr. Sendil Kumar sir, project engineer, National Institute of Solar Energy, New Delhi. She took the webinar at the greatest level with the critical position and clear explanations. Thank you, sir. Next, I thank our HODs and technical teams of Satya Kumar, Balamukan, and Azaruddin. Work hard and behave this webinar, make the success. Next, I thank all faculty members from Mohammed Engineering College and participants from various colleges, students for getting the knowledge through the webinars. Definitely. Thank you all. Once again, thank you, one and all present here. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. The feedback link will be sent to your respective email ID. Okay, fill it and send it back. You get certificate. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.